If you've been paying a little bit of attention to this year's Olympics, you've noticed that something's a little different.
Not the durag.
Right, they should have been meeting at the top now.
I beg your pardon?
The Olympics. Every 4 years, the best of the best athletes from around the world come together to see who's the best of the best, of whether it's jumping, running, throwing people, and now apparently breakdancing. When I think of the Olympics, I think of serious athletes that have gifted genetics. Everyone's shredded, everyone's got six packs. But this year is a little different. This year we saw a pole vaulter that lost, but won at the same time. It's a serious competition where elite athletes fight tooth and nail for gold, silver, and bronze, and the difference can be the size of your Johnson. If you've been paying a little bit of attention to this year's Olympics, you've noticed that something's a little different. It's called breaking. Breaking competition has gotten mixed emotions. Well, for starters, this Lithuanian breakdancer named Dominika, I don't know why I keep saying Dominika, has been going viral because she breakdances, wears a do-rag, and her nickname is Nika. And with collective creativity with everyone on the internet, you get something like this. When I first learned of this, I thought that she was the one that put this out there at least. She started wearing the do-rag for the Olympics and started doing these mannerisms just to build this hype and this virality online. But apparently when people dug in the past, she was wearing the do-rag for years. But when you think about it, it's kind of genius though, because I don't know if you guys know, do-rags are silky, and with their head being spun on the floor, it makes your moves smoother. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Stomp the Yard or any breakdancing movies like that. There's a scene where this guy bounces on his head and slides forward. He was probably wearing a do-rag. This whole do-rag thing and her name being nicknamed Nika is just a huge coincidence apparently, but I'm just still kind of suspicious about it, you know what I'm saying? It just seems too coincidental. While Nika was killing the game doing her breakdancing thing at 17 years old, Australian breakdancer Reagan didn't have the same experience, unfortunately. I gotta give it to a lot of the breakdancers out there. They looked phenomenal. They were spinning on their heads, doing a whole bunch of athletic stuff that me and you simply can't do. They were looking like Beyblades out there. Before we dive into this embarrassment of a performance, let's just start off by talking about this girl's name, Reagan. Regardless of what she did on the Olympic stage, that's a cool ass name, I'm not gonna lie. Reagan sounds like a late 90s action movie villain name. She sounds like she should be in the shooting competition, because boy did she do terrible in this one. I'm telling you, your 6-year-old niece or nephew can easily bust out these moves. While other top breakdancers were doing things like the corkscrew and the head spin, and then the thing where you swing your legs around and you levitate your feet, I don't know, the 360 thing. Reagan was doing things like the water sprinkler, the kangaroo hops, the spazzing out on the floor. This move right here actually looks like that episode of SpongeBob where everyone was rolling around on the floor spazzing out, and it turns out to be a dance move. That's exactly what that looked like. There need to be some sort of standards, especially for something where it's the first time this sport is being introduced to the Olympics, you know? Now, I'm usually not the type of person to make fun of someone or say, this person deserves to be made fun of, because, you don't know what that person's going through, but someone on the team was like, you know what? That kangaroo hop was excellent. Keep doing that. Keep doing that for sure. You're gonna win gold. Trust me. Oh, and you can't forget the I don't know how to swing dance move. I've never seen that one before. The first time that I learned that breaking was part of the Olympics, I was actually training my client, and I was just like, you got dancing in here? That's cool. I was kind of neutral about it. I think it's kind of cool. I don't think it's overly ridiculous. I do think the outfits are ridiculous. That one thing we have to agree on. I do think it's kind of cool that they're giving a new physical activity a chance at the worldwide spotlight, You're giving opportunity to people that otherwise wouldn't have had the chance to compete to see who's the best of the best at something new. And who knows, this can turn into something huge in the next 2028 Olympics. Oh, wait, never mind. They already discontinued that. When I think of the Olympics, I think of what the Greeks would have done as terms of competition. I don't imagine the Greeks spinning on their head as a competition. The other thing that I will be critical about when it comes to breakdancing is how the hell do you score this? When it comes to regular sports like track and field, where you're throwing or wrestling, basketball, it's very easy to see who scored points, who jumped the highest, who ran the fastest. Even for gymnastics, which is kind of difficult to judge, you can still see who stuck the landing the best, who did the most flips. But when it comes to breakdancing, it just seems very subjective to me. Well, that's my 2 cents on breakdancing. Hopefully, Nika continues to breakdance her heart away and continues to win other competitions, apparently besides the Olympics. And I hope that Reagan's doing okay because she's been through a lot of online negativity. You guys can stop making the TikToks. I think Reagan's got the point. Like, she did a bad job out there and made everyone look bad and kind of embarrassed herself and her team and the country of Australia. Trust me, she's got the point. Stop making TikToks about it.
Have we considered that she's used to breakdancing in Australia where everything turns one way and she couldn't adjust to everything spinning the other way?
On another note, we're going to be talking about the track and field record that was broken on the women's 100 meter last year. Somalian sprinter Nasra Abukar Ali broke the 100 meter women's time. Round of applause for her. Good job. She ran the slowest 100 meter time in history. Man, I would have paid some serious money to see this race up close and personal. I can't even imagine what these athletes next to her were thinking. Here they are, about to run this 100 meter race with other great athletes, you know, trying to be the best of the best. And then you see this lady that looks a little out of place. Before you cancel me, let me explain. She's wearing a burqa. That's okay, that's for religious reasons. I've done track and field for years and I've ran against or jumped against guys that wore the headscarf. Then the next thing that you notice is that she's wearing slightly longer pants. That also is okay and for religious reasons. But then you see that she looks a little different in terms of body size. Sprinters do not look like this, not at the top level for sure. So Nasra in this 100 meter race where she doesn't belong, quite honestly, she looks more like a thrower than anything else, just being honest. They take off and she runs a staggering 22 seconds. Now, do you guys think that this is Somalia's best sprinter? Somalia, unfortunately, is like the third poorest country in terms of GDP, so they may not have a lot of resources. So maybe this is like their best sprinter. As you all know, the answer is pretty obvious. No, this is not their best sprinter. So how does someone that's clearly not qualified to be an event actually get the opportunity to do that? Well, the answer is simple. It's nepotism and government corruption. Apparently, she's the niece of Senior Vice President of Somali Athletics Federation. Wow, that is a mouthful. The answer is pretty simple. You just know someone or you have a family member that's high up in some committee and your aunt or uncle is like, hey, you want to take part in this track meet that you're clearly not qualified to take part of? Not really. Hey, it's a free trip to China. Okay, I'll do it. And there you have it. You're part of the 100 meter race. And you can tell that she really doesn't care about the sport because at the end of the race, as she's crossing the finish line, she just skips. Ooh, that was fun. Alright, get me back on the plane. Well, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this year's breakdancing sport that was introduced this year. Were you kind of like neutral about it like I am, or you loved it, or you hated it and you thought it was super corny? Either way, I don't blame you. Like the video, subscribe, I got more videos coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Profitt out.